Cheide.
For this 3-minute rules, we will be looking at the rules for panic, and in particular, those for direction of flight. All of this can be found on page 63 of the large 8th edition rulebook. Direction of flight. If a unit fails a panic test, there are a couple different ways in which that unit will then flee. First, brought about by heavy casualties. Pivot the unit on the spot, ignoring other units so that it is facing directly away from the unit that caused the most casualties in that phase. It then flees as described on page 25. So back to this example of the Dwarf Thunderers who are in the magic phase being attacked by the Prince on Griffin. We'll say that this unit has suffered massive amount of casualties, and because of that, they are going to flee directly away from the Griffin. So we pivot this unit on the spot and flee it in this direction. Second, brought about by any other reason. Pivot the unit on the spot, ignoring other units, so that it is facing directly away from the closest enemy unit, and then flees as described on page 25. So in this case, were these Thunderers to flee, they would flee from the center of the closest unit here. We would need to pivot them around and send them off in that direction. Providing that the panicked unit doesn't carry itself off the board with its first flee move, you'll have a chance to rally it in later turns, as we discussed earlier on page 24. And with that, we come to the conclusion of this 3-minute rules on the rules for panic, and in particular, direction of flight. Well, thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming for the future of fantasy.